Once again, I'm here to show you a tier list of all the quirks, and here I'll be starting from the bottom to the top. So let's start with the first quirk. It's a quirk list. So the reason I put quirk list in D because it has no quirks, so I mean it's nothing really. And the reason I put invisibly for above quirk list is because at least it allows you to become invincible. So that's cool, and you could turn stuff invisible. The reason I put it in D is because it has no offense. It's kind of dookie. It doesn't have any good like fighting capabilities. It's just good for trolling, I guess. You know, that's really you can only use it for trolling purposes, and that's that. Let's go on to C tier, and here we have acid. Acid is basically a lesser version of electricity. It is basically the worst, the bootleg, the Walmart version of electricity, and that's why I put it in C tier. Let's move on to B tier. Muscular Augmentation. For being an epic, it's actually not very good, to be honest. And the reason I say this is because all of his move is just close range. You have to be close every time. There's no ranged moves using muscle augmentation, which I say it makes sense. It's literally muscle. You have to be close to actually, you know, punch somebody. But it's still, you know, it's still not good, you know. That's why I put it in below explosion. And let's talk about Bakugo's quirk and why I put it above muscle augmentation. Unfortunately though, explosion suffers from the same issue that muscle augmentation has, but at least Bakugo's explosion has some moves that are like mobility, so you can get close to your opponent once again and again and again. Still needs close range though, but it's better than muscle augmentation, I say. Let's move on to A tier. We're done with the B tier. We move on to A tier soon, where we're gonna be on S tier. Let's get it. Next up we have Hellflame, and it's in A tier. It's at the top of the A tier because it has amazing range, it has amazing damage, but the reason it's not in S tier is because it suffers from stamina. It has a big stamina use, which is why I put it in A tier instead of S tier, unfortunately. If it had better stamina, I would put it at S tier. And that's really all there is to it, to be honest. Second move we have here is lightning. Besides Hellflame, electricity is in the middle of A because it has a very good range. It has very good damage, but not as good as Hellflame, and it's just overall a very good quirk. If you have this, you should use this. If you should be lucky. You should not try to change it, because more likely than not you're gonna get something worse, because it's very rare to get the quirks Hellflame, half, you know, half hot, half cold, one for all. But yeah, keep that one. Next we have Gravity. Gravity is a very good quirk because it has amazing range. Many people think it has bad range, but in reality it has very good range. The only thing it suffers from is the lack of mobility, because you like stay stunned when you use it, and it has pretty good damage as well. That's why I put it at the last of A. The reason I don't put it higher than this is because it's mobility, you know. It's a very bad mobility, because whenever you want to use a move, your character is basically stunned, and that's the issue right there. So let's move on to S tier, the ones we've been waiting for. So for S tier, I put the first one is Leech. I say because being such a common and like such a most people think this thing is trash, but in reality this thing is amazing. It's not because it has amazing damage, it's not because it has all of this, it's just because it has a certain ability. When you use the C move, when you're very low HP on an opponent, you steal all of their health and their stamina, I think. Yeah, so Leech, when you use Leech, it's OP because if you use the C skills, when both, if the person using is low HP uses C skills, it makes both the boss and you half HP, and that's very good for farming. And that's why I put it next. It's like the best use for farming, and it's the easiest to get. So in reality I should be putting this in at the top of S, to be honest. It's better than all of them because it's so easy to get and it's so good for farming. For PvP I guess it's not good, but like, you know, just so you know. Next one we have here is One for All. I mean, it's One for All. I don't really have to explain what is in S tier, you know. Every one My Hero Academia game has a overpowered one for all. It's no questions, no like pondering, it doesn't need to be explained. And the last quirk we have here is half hot, half cold, and I'll explain why it's so good. Number one reason, it has high damage. Number two, I mean, it stuns, the ice stuns you, so boom, right there we already have something that is very, very strong. And right there we see why all of these three are up there. And that's all for the video. Peace out.